What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to episode 158 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ernell Pearson, alongside the 5/man, Devin Stanford. What's happening, baby?
Hello.
What the fuck did I just do?
What the fuck did you just do? What was that?
Hello.
Why?
What the fuck was that?
What is going on?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is happening right now? What is that? What the fuck was that?
What is going on?
They're having our emotes bounce around on their cameras. What the fuck?
There's like a little emote thing you can click on the like in the pop out chat now.
What the
there
fuck?
is.
What the
What?
This is amazing. What a
Hold on,
great
I wanna
discovery.
try. What the fuck? I want to try that. Hold on. It's in the chat.
Happy little misclick.
Oh god. Oh no. Okay. Well, here. I'll just do
Uh,
cumlet. No, it didn't do anything. That's my luck.
oh, it didn't have any couplet.
Cumlet. I got cumlet.
There you go.
You gotta have like
God damn.
nitro. or
Where's
whatever.
Shido at? I
There
need
it is.
Shido.
Yeah,
Shido.
get Shido in there. We also have the Invisible Man himself, Garrick Bartholomew Eaton. What's happening, baby?
Just big chillin'. I was just playing some deep rock today, and then we did the meeting stuff, and I wasn't planning on being here. Here I am.
Here I am. He
Here I
is
am
here.
doing
He's
I'm talking some horror movie stuff with you fucking nerds
Hey,
today.
let's fucking go, dude.
Whoa!
You're not invisible
Call me a
today,
nerd.
but 6 days out of the week you are. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. We also have the man, the myth, the legend. Don't feed him after midnight, ladies and gentlemen. We have DJ Gizmo!
Okay, you guys are fucking
DJ
stupid.
Gizmo.
He said, "Don't feed him after midnight."
What's happening, DJ? How
Fuck you
doing, baby?
guys.
We
Fuck
got a
you
fucking
guys.
game.
Why am I
entry.
included in this? Why am I included? Or no
You
one that
voted
said it.
Gizmo on him. You voted for Gizmo.
So did you.
I know I did. I
Oh,
voted
I
it.
didn't.
Anyway,
DJ,
I'm
listen.
doing good. I'm being chilling. I'm being
Being chilling. Yeah.
I finished most of my assignments that I had to do for this week. And
Okay,
now
okay.
I get to relax just a little bit.
I like it, dude. Dude, DJ, you being Gizmo, you being picked as Gizmo is like one of the best things to happen on GK.
I
in
have
so
it.
long.
I have it as one of my photos on my Hinge profile.
I love that. Good for you, just owning it. You know what I mean?
No one's commented on it just yet, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for someone.
See, the
'cause,
secret
I have
is
the prompt on it. I have the prompt that's like, guess the backstory to this photo.
the guess is to, or the trick is to put it as your main profile picture, and then in your bio you
you're
just
right.
say, "Oh, I do eat after midnight."
Oh my god.
I wish. I might change it. I might switch it around.
That's what I like.
Jesus
To hear.
Christ.
That's what I definitely like to hear, boys. Because I also like to switch some other things around on you guys. Because today we're talking Wahoo! Final Fantasy's Limit Break, the best horror movies is what I said. The best horror movies ever, and much, much more. Because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show. You can soon get exclusive show content and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Devin. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. Just like Adriana Barbero is, just like DJ Simpix is. Oh, hey, look at you, DJ. And just like Is Nickable is. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you listening and or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there.
Review.
DJ,
A review. What is
we
that?
have
And then
some captain's orders, my friend. Guys, everyone, Ghost Kraken, aka Cracktoberfest 2022, is here. We are doing it. We're doing the motherfucking thing. For anyone that's new coming to us for the rest of this month of wonderful, God-given October, we are celebrating good old Halloween by doing Cracktoberfest for you guys, where we're going to be covering all tons of horror content for you guys. We have horror gameplay, we have horror subjects, we have horror conversations. We are horrors. That is what's going on for all of the month of October for you guys at home. Speaking of which, though, you can go watch our gameplay from last night of us, me, Devin, and Xander playing The Forest as a VOD right here on twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. That was a fucking good time.
Yeah, I want to play that game again.
Like, we had a surprisingly good time playing that game. The Xander was a mess, building a bonfire and then breaking it down, and then I did it, and these fuckers blame me as if I was the one that broke it down 3 fucking times. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you just did exactly what Xander did earlier. It's like you thought you would have learned or something.
Okay, well, you know.
Damn. Damn.
Sometimes this shit happens, you know what I mean?
Damn.
Sometimes this shit
Yeah.
happens. God damn it. Devin,
Yeah.
you tell the people at home what we got going on for them next.
You need to protect your head. So we got you the helm.
Wow.
That was good. That was good. I kind of like that. Devin, can you hit them with our first story today, man?
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. The Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer has come out, and Chris Pratt's Mario voice has finally been revealed. This is coming from Joe Screbbles and Logan Plant over at IGN. Revealed in a Nintendo Direct and the New York Comic-Con panel, the trailer begins with a look at a floating Bowser Island making its way to a penguin kingdom, before Kamek introduces Jack Black's Bowser. The penguins attempt to fight by throwing snowballs at the Koopas and Bowser before the King Koopa destroys the gate to the city to find one of the franchise's iconic superstars. We then cut to Mario, who gets shot out of a warp pipe into the Mushroom Kingdom, where he's greeted by Keegan-Michael Key's Toad. Pratt's Mario doesn't say much besides, "What is this place?" and "Mushroom Kingdom, here we come." But those 2 lines do mark our first time hearing Pratt's take on Mario. The trailer ends with a quick shot of Luigi getting chased by a group of dry bones. It's the first time we've heard the updated voice Chris Pratt adopted for the movie. The voice has been source of much conversation since the movie was announced, with producer Chris Meledandri saying that criticism will evaporate when people hear it. Although he did caveat that by saying maybe not entirely. People love to voice opinions as they should, end quote. Originally announced back in 2018, Super Mario the movie is being produced by Nintendo and Illumination. The film would resurface again during September 2021 Nintendo Direct, where Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto announced the film's cast.
So we talked about this briefly on a Shipwreck show this past Thursday, and this is our chance to kind of dive into this, okay? So, Devin, what were your thoughts on this Mario trailer?
I thought the animation looked fantastic. I'll start off by saying that. Like, it looks exactly how Mario should look, right? In that world, right?
Sure, yeah.
It just does. Jack Black sounds fucking awesome as Bowser. You know, I like the little humor that they put in the beginning, so we already get kind of a taste of what the the theme of the movie is going to be. Now that you have faced your fury, do you still want to attempt? You know what I mean?
Right.
Really, my only thing is really just Pratt. He's starting to get up there with Mark Wahlberg for me, man.
And I think that is a pretty common consensus between all of us, I'm sure. Garrick, go ahead and speak on it, King. What are your thoughts?
Look, I went on a pretty detailed rant about how I felt on this fucking movie on the Shipwreck show. I'm not sold. I will agree with Devin that, like, this is Illumination and it is beautifully animated, and I think that's really going to be stand out. But one of my friends was saying that they basically saw a bunch of jokes online saying that it sounds like they like drew Chris Pratt into this movie like at gunpoint, and it sounds like Jack Black's Bowser was the one holding the gun.
That's
Yeah.
pretty fucking
Yeah.
accurate, honestly. Like,
And like I've
Pretty
honestly
accurate.
like I feel like that really feels like sums up how I feel. I also like appreciated like the sense of humor that they brought to it. But it honestly felt like everybody else that they showed in the trailer was actually trying to voice the character in some respect, and then Chris Pratt just LaCroix Italian accent.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that he had the fucking caucasity to put out a tweet that said, this has been a really long time. I've been practicing this Mario voice, and you guys are gonna have some different feelings when you finally hear it."
He hyped
Like,
that shit up.
He really said, like, this is gonna be the most different thing you've ever heard, and then just did his voice. Like, are
And
you
then really had the
fucking
audacity
kidding
to
me?
just talk.
Yeah.
Devin, go ahead.
I will say we briefly heard Luigi for a little bit, and Charlie Day sounds how Luigi should sound.
He does, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
part of me kind of wishes they still got John Leguizamo to do it though. Just my own selfish desires, you know what I mean? DJ, how are you feeling about this? Did this trailer do anything for you? Or are you maybe stuck for this movie now?
I mean, I feel like a broken record because I'm just gonna repeat what Garrick and Devin said. Animation looks great. It looks incredible. It's just Chris Pratt, man. I was talking to my friend about this. We're debating this, or not debating, but we're saying like, there's only two voices to Mario. This is the high pitched one from the beginning, woohoo, and then there's the deep Italian voice from that. He's like, "Hey Luigi, you gotta, we gotta save the Princess Peach," and that's it.
And he didn't do
And
either.
Chris
of them,
Pratt
yeah.
didn't either. So,
Dude, he literally middle laned that shit so
He did,
hard.
Perfectly.
and it does not work. You have to be on one side. Because like I wouldn't be mad if he even went for the deep voice. That would have been funny. At least I could have laughed at that.
Yeah,
But,
it's God, man.
Yeah, like you have to lean into like the ludicrosity of it all.
Yeah, Devin, go ahead.
Yeah.
Can we get petition to replace Chris Pratt with Brad Pitt? Arrivederci.
Yikes!
Still be better.
Fucking
Still be
yikes,
better.
man. I don't know. Did you guys hear about what's going on with Brad
Nazi
Pitt right now?
scalps.
Did you guys hear about what's going on with Brad Pitt
Nah.
right now?
What's going on with Brad
No.
Pitt?
Angelina Jolie is suing him because he apparently did hit her and her kids. So apparently,
What
I'm no
the
longer a
fuck?
Brad Pitt fan. Is what I'm saying. God
No
damn,
more-
man.
What?
No more
Dude, I heard she's
Brangelina?
like pretty out of pocket though. Like I heard she's a little crazy.
I mean, sure, totally fair. Totally
I
fair.
mean,
Like,
well,
it's like
we don't
has
know.
been known
I'm not
has
gonna
been
say
known
nothing.
to like fabricate stories about significant others in the past.
Hey, I mean, who fucking knows, man? It's a wild world we live out
But
But
here.
damn, that's
Uh,
rough. I feel like
It is rough.
every fucking celebrity's got something in their goddamn
It's
closet. these
wild,
The
days.
man.
fall of the
I don't
white
know.
man.
Listen here. Listen
White
here.
man in Hollywood. is
Everybody's
going
got
down.
something in their closet. That's the thing.
Oh, Jack Black. Jack Black's perfect.
Jack Black.
Keanu
has
Reeves
Black in
probably
his
doesn't
name,
have anything
okay?
in his closet either.
I mean, the most I can see Jack Black ever getting is like athlete's foot.
Jack Black has black in his name. He's protected. He's melanated by his name.
Hey,
alone.
let's go. He's melanated by his name. I love that so much, dude. Anxious in chat says, damn, that's one hell of a shitstorm, those two. Yeah, no, it for sure is. But
Yeah.
also says Charlie Day doesn't fuck around. I mean, the other voices that we heard in this trailer actually fucking slay the entire time.
Yeah.
Like
Everything else looks great.
I believed Toad. I believed Toad
Yeah.
100%. Like I thought
Keegan
that-
Michael Key. Perfect.
Yeah, I didn't honestly. I was like anticipating trying to like hear like what Jack Black was gonna sound like as Bowser. Perfect. I'm fine. I'm fine for his voice as Bowser. I think. I at first I was like, "That are we sure that's Jack Black?" Because he's doing something that's actually super fucking different than his usual bullshit, right? Like I thought he's gonna be on there just like make a bunch of weird fucking noises and shit, but no, like he actually did like what I thought was like a pretty decent Bowser voice, and he's been having the time of his fucking life promoting his video. I don't know if you guys saw at New York Comic Con. People obviously cheered him on or whatever, but then he like pulled down this like cover from like a chair, threw it down. It was like a king throne, and he was like, "Are you guys ready for Q&A?" And it was like, "Fuck yeah, oh my god, Jack Black!" Like, dude, he has the best time of his fucking life at all times. Like,
should we replace Chris Pratt with with Giancarlo?
Hey,
he speaks in his deep voice.
Serious.
He speaks in Italian the whole time. Like everyone else speaks English, he speaks only in Italian.
Only exclusively in Italian. Yeah, that's it.
Like even Luigi, like perfect English, but Mario only Italian.
Yeah,
only
it's
Mario.
Only
Yeah.
Italian. In Giancarlo's deep voice, like deep villainous voice.
What do we?
Let's just have a Mario film made by Martin Scorsese.
It's The Departed, but it's in Mario's universe.
Is Robert De Niro as Mario?
I fucking love that. I say The Departed. That's the wrong director, but you get my point, though. It's like a cop drama, but like, I fucking love it, dude. DJ, do you want to take our second story for us, my man?
I got you, Ernelius, because
I'll take it.
Ernelius, Final Fantasy XIV is under attack by hackers, Square Enix says. This comes from Levi Winslow from Kotaku. Hackers never let folks catch a break, and massively multiplayer online role-playing games are always a target for heinous acts of data collecting. The latest victim, Square Enix's super popular Final Fantasy XIV, which the company announced yesterday is currently experiencing an attack by a third party trying to get into its account management system. The solution? The company is advising people to go into their profiles and change their passwords. Square Enix took the game's official website to deliver the news. In the blog post, the company said that this third-party entity is using a combination of email addresses and passwords that appear to have been obtained from other online services of other companies to pry its way into Square Enix's account management system. It doesn't seem as if any information has been leaked yet. However, Square Enix said, alongside investigating the effects of the attack by restricting access to accounts that we believe may have been compromised by unauthorized users. You should really consider changing your account password. The company is so adamant about this, in fact, that it's sending out emails to potentially at-risk users, so you might want to check your inbox. Using the same email address and password combinations for your Square Enix account as you do for other online services increases the possibility of a third party gaining unauthorized access to your Square Enix account, the company said, encouraging players to go change their passwords now. Furthermore, even if your email addresses and password combination is not identical to those used for other services, there is still a high risk of your account being compromised if your password contains easily discernible patterns of sequences of characters such as your date of birth. That whole last part was just like, internet 101.
Yeah, for sure.
The PR has to. I dread for that PR team because their PR is like, we have to explain how to use the internet for you folk to not use a password that's like, I don't know, it just says weak when you try to type it in.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, and most websites do that now, right? I think us covering this is more so just a warning because we do have people in our community that do play Final Fantasy 14. Go change your fucking passwords. Make sure that you're solid. If your password's not complex enough, it's unfortunate because we live in a world in which a lot of things that we love and enjoy are pretty consistently getting fucking hacked all the time now. Like we just saw that recently with some other companies, unfortunately.
These motherfuckers want to sell our data. This is what happened.
Well, I mean, that's Activision. Yeah, I know.
They get hacked once a fucking year.
Well,
Like, at least.
their selling data was more so less getting hacked and more them refusing to allow people to play their game unless they have a regular phone line because they want to sell your fucking data. But that's
true.
that's a whole other
true.
ball game.
True.
Either way, yeah, we just want to give the warning to everybody that does play Final Fantasy 14. Make sure your shit is protected. If you have any sort of game that has you that is account based, make sure that you pick good passwords and not just say password. Make sure you take care of your shit because this is bonkers.
I
Now,
got it. Password what?
oh yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. One
True.
password 69. So
Guys, it's foolproof. They will never guess this.
Garrick,
And-
what do you think that we like? Do you think hacking's ever going to end, or do you think this is just in the world that we live in? Is this a
No.
perpetuity?
As things become more and more digital, I feel like this is just going to become increasingly commonplace because there really hasn't been like a massive jump in like the industry of cybersecurity. It's been pretty slow, steady progress. But like the thing is like every people that are sitting in their basements for hundreds of hours a year, like dedicating time to like being able to like get around firewalls and create malware and shit, like they're going to be way more experienced and way more willing to try out new crazy shit to get around basic stuff that everybody uses on the day to day. And until like regular like cybersecurity protocols are in place and we have like shit like net neutrality back, like it'll never go away.
Cyberpunk is getting closer and closer to reality.
Yeah, man. No, and like that's kind of the crux of it, right? Because net neutrality also is like such a double-edged sword. Like we have it in New Zealand and Australia, and like there's pretty wild shit that comes with net neutrality that basically makes it that like people don't have a lot of freedom on the internet. But that's kind of the only way
You
we
a
can
jit
ever
pie?
really do anything about hackers. So it's fucking unfortunate, man.
Yeah, it just swings one way or the other. But like it's either like do you have
Man,
these like
same.
do these digital rights exist enough that are like they're yeah, I get you. That like
bang, bang, bang.
sorry, it took me a minute.
That's good.
It's like one of those things where like are these digital rights worth protecting enough from other people that we try to put new things in place to stop this from happening as frequently as it has been in like recent years, or like does it go the other direction and we just put like an overall limitation on people's like digital like rights online and to tighten down on things like this happening. Like I don't know. Both have pros and cons. And I think they kind of suck either way.
Yeah, for sure. Devin, have you
TLDR,
been...
no, I don't think this is going to go away because I don't think there's not going to be a common ground solution for any group of people.
Okay, Devin, have you been hacked before? Like gaming wise?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Bless your
Yeah,
heart.
me either. Thank God.
So you got a complex password. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Oh god! Oh, it's in my eye.
Yeah, it's like 18.
Oh, my coffee backsplashed on me.
That's the worst.
It's not the only thing that backsplashed on you.
Sure ain't, baby. You know what I mean? But
No,
it
but
is
yeah,
common.
no,
Get backsplash.
I use a pretty long password, and it's a mix of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. So
Dino Dick hashtag 691214.
hashtag 420 blaze it. Oh, 69.
Let's skate 420.
Stay lit, fam.
Speaking of staying lit, though, people, we have Need for Speed Unbound leaves last gen consoles. Hold on. Hold on. Why do you sound like?
Yeah, bro, the mute button was right there. You didn't even know attempt was even made.
Why do you sneeze like a small hand grenade?
Dude, it's an explosion every time.
Oh my
Dude,
god! Oh my
imagine
God.
what's gonna
It's like-
happen to this poor fucking dude. Like if he ever becomes a father, like his sneeze are gonna become like ascendant.
I have a dad sneeze. I'm meant to
yeah,
have
you
No,
do.
children.
but I feel like
Yeah, you do.
it'll like get worse.
Cyril
No,
says
it
bless you,
definitely
DJ.
will get worse.
Cyril says bless
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
There you go.
It
Anyways,
usually that's the first time it's happened like only once because usually it comes in like
I've
like a
heard it. I've
burst.
heard your 5 sneezes in a row before. It's fucking wild,
Yes.
man. That's wild,
Dude,
dude.
you're
Yeah.
gonna throw your back out. Watch. Like,
I know,
I
you're
swear.
fucking
Throw
hurry
it
up,
out.
dude.
And I can't sneeze normally. Like I have to. It has to come from right here and go like I have to like charge up the sneeze to for it to fall.
Yeah.
I have a question.
What, Devin?
Have you guys ever sneezed so hard that you farted?
I've sneezed so
Yes.
hard I almost
Oh, yeah,
shit
all the
myself. What are you
time.
talking about? Dude? Like, what are you talking
Dude.
about, dude? Like, I sneezed so
His
hard I
first
almost
time it
came.
happened, it was like comical. It was like achoo. What?
I've sneezed so hard I racked up $20,000 in debt. Need for Speed Unbound leaves last gen consoles behind. Emphasizes style and speed. It's from Owen Escud and Michael McWhorter over at Polygon. Electronic Arts' next Need for Speed game, Need for Speed Unbound, takes street racing fans to a new open world city called Lakeshore and features a heavily stylized look. Need for Speed Unbound will be available for PlayStation 5, Windows PC, and Xbox Series X when it launches December 2nd. The publisher announced on Thursday. The game promises 4K 60 FPS racing, and players will be able to race offline in a single player campaign or online with cross-platform multiplayer as they race, collect, upgrade, and customize. Street cars that EA boasts are, quote, the most realistic looking cars in franchise's history, end quote. Oh, fuck, that makes me so hype. According to a news release from EA, Need for Speed Unbound will layer on graffiti-inspired visual and sound effects as players race through Lake Shore. Given that this is illegal street racing, players will build up heat and will need to outsmart Lake Shore's police force, earning, quote, big rewards or even bigger consequences for getting busted, end quote. EA promises hundreds of cosmetic items, including, quote, exclusive licensed gear from some of the world's pioneering fashion innovators and custom automotive gear companies. End quote. Need for Speed Unbound features music and creative input for rapper A$AP Rocky and his AWGE creative agency. A$AP Rocky appears in-game as the leader of a faction called the Takeover Scene, which is home to replayable quote-unquote precision driving mode that emphasizes style over speed and a mechanic wherein players try to claim areas of Lake Shore for themselves. Need for Speed Unbound is for current-gen console platforms and PC only and carries a next-gen price tag. The racing game costs $69.99 for its standard offering and a deluxe Palace edition, named for its association with Palace skateboards, includes exclusive content for custom cars, a clothing pack, driving effect, decals and license plate, character pose, and banner art for $79.99. Boys, goddamn, Need for Speed's fucking back, man. I've been waiting
Is
for them
this the most wanted we've been waiting for?
like it's Most Wanted
this
and
is what it's
Underground smashed together, and that's exactly what the
Yes.
fuck I've been needing from Need for Speed for so goddamn long. Devin, does this fucking do it for you?
Dude, I played the shit out of Underground and Midnight Club. So this is right up my alley.
Underground was
This is right.
the shit.
Underground was my fucking shit,
Yeah.
dude. My favorite Need for
Dude.
Speed game.
When you boot it up, brum dum dum.
Yep,
Yeah,
let's fucking go, dude.
It's so good.
Riders on the Storm. Oh my god, that
Yeah.
fucking song would get
Oh,
stuck in
yeah.
my head for fucking days, dude. I'm telling you,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
I haven't been in it to win it for a Need for Speed game in so fucking long because I've been waiting for them to come back to Underground.
There's been so many
know what I mean?
releases too.
Oh, I
just
know, man. I
mid.
know.
I've played a
A
good chunk
sea
of
of
them.
mid.
I
sea
tried
of
Need for
mid.
Speed Carbon, I think it was, and
Carbon was whack. Dude,
Yeah.
Payback was pretty tight, but that's only because you got to basically live out a fucking Fast and Furious fantasy. Like in
The
campaign.
Criterion
that's
Most
kinda- that
Wanted
kinda
was the
goes
last
down.
one that I really enjoyed.
which
The
one? Which one, DJ?
Criterion, what was it? The Criterion Hot Pursuit, or whatever the fuck? Is these a Hot Pursuit?
Hot
or-
Pursuit. Yeah.
It's
Hot
Oh
Pursuit-
yeah,
Hot
like
Pursuit
the
was pretty fun.
reboot they did.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That's,
that
That
one
one
was
was
good.
my last favorite one. Yeah.
oh my god, dude. I'm so fucking hype on this game, man. And like A$AP Rocky makes
The
some good fucking
style,
music.
the style looked so fucking good. Did you guys all get to check out like the little teaser trailer they dropped for it?
Yeah,
I have
dude.
not. Let me
It
look at
looks
it. I'm
The
good,
graffiti,
man.
like the graffiti outlines and stuff, gave it like this really good sense of flair. I'm really quite excited to pick this one up.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
coming around. It's gonna come around the corner and drop quick too.
Yeah, December 2nd, man. That was a super fucking short-term announcement.
Yeah, they're
dude.
like, by the way, new Need for Speed this year in like a month and a half.
yeah.
Oh, so it's like a mix of this kind of art style.
It's like hyper realistic with like some cell shading flair. over
Yeah.
the top of it.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, it's like a really cool take on like what they did with like As Dusk Falls, where it's like this cool kind of combination of like live action and animated. And like I don't know, dude. I've been needing some good like racing campaign for a while, man.
Me
like
too.
God
Yeah.
Me too.
damn, dude.
I haven't had
goddamn.
a good arcade fix in a minute. Like
Mm.
Forza doesn't appeal to me in the same sort of way that the Need for Speed games did.
Oh, right, for sure, for sure. I mean, there's been some good racing games. Obviously, I Need for Speed was kind of the only one that I ever like fell in love with, and so like
Yeah.
I fell off them super hard because I'm not a Forza guy. I'm not a fucking Forza guy. I'm not a Formula racer. I like the street racing games, the ones that have my heart, but a majority of them I was like, you know what I mean?
Eh.
Like
Agreed.
sure. But I do miss that Midnight Club era, man. Because when they said you could start racing with motorcycles, I was like, okay, I'm fucking
You're
here
like,
for it. You know
all
what I'm saying?
right,
God
I
damn,
see
dude.
you.
God damn, dude. I mean, like, no, I've been wanting to play the new Hot Wheels game. Well, it's like
Dude, I
Hot
heard
Wheels
that shit's
Unleashed.
actually fun as
I
fuck.
heard it's fucking dope, dude. Devin, I don't know if you got a chance to pick that up on Game Pass or not, but
Which game?
Hot Wheels Unleashed.
No, I haven't.
Oh, the kind
The
of funny
tracks look
crew
nuts.
played it for like 3 weeks, man. They fucking loved that game, dude. Like I was thinking of like having us play for Splash Damage at some point or another, but I was like, maybe right now is not the time for for that. But we're definitely be playing this shit, right? Right?
Gone PDX Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Fucking percent, dude.
Because I mean, this dude. Okay, so this multiplayer aspect to it that they have, because they talked about how it's going to have a campaign, but it's also gonna have cross-platform multiplayer. So like we're gonna be like racing each other and shit, obviously. But like, do you think that's what like our limit is for the multiplayer and stuff? Is like
I
PvP
hope we get to
racing?
explore like the open world as like a street crew sort of thing.
Because that's what I'm looking for too. Is like, imagine if we could be a racing gang.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily need like the capability to get in and out of the vehicle. Like I don't need that, but like I want to see, because I don't know if you guys did any of you guys play Payback?
No.
Nope.
Not me.
No.
Nope.
So Payback had like a stat system with his cars. So like there was like open world garages and stuff that you could go around and drive to like upgrade and tune and calibrate your car like based off of really specific parts outside of just cosmetics. And I would like to see like that sort of something that you can kind of do in that, because in Payback you can explore the open world together and then go do like street races and stuff and like free roam races.
Fuck
So I'd
yeah,
like to
dude.
see them bring back like an elevated version to that experience that's like a little bit smoother. But because that was probably the last one that I felt like fit like that their street racing formula pretty well. He did okay. That one kind of went back to closer to the underground sort of formula. But I feel like if they're gonna go back to like giving us the open world, I want it to be like a perpetually nighttime, like Detroit, New York City. Like,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
to see the day. I don't want to see like street races don't happen during the day. I don't want to see that shit. Like
I mean, it looks like this Lake Shore City is kind of like based on LA. It's kind of like what
yeah,
we're looking
which
at.
would be cool. Like it's got like the big city feel.
It's gonna be fun, dude. Man, boys, I'm fucking excited, man. I'm fucking excited to play this goddamn game with you.
I'm heckin' excited, bro.
Heckin' excited, dude. In the meantime, y'all,
Heckin' excited.
we're gonna go ahead and move into our next segment. Before we do, I want to remind everyone that they can support us over on our Discord channel, where they can get early access on episodes. They can write in the show, and they can get episodes ad-free. But if they're hearing this, they probably aren't on our Discord. So for now, here's a word from our sponsors.
This piece of good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide Mousepads. The world is changing and the demand for PC gaming and work from home setups has never been as wild as it is right now. Having the best of the best in PC accessories only makes it easier to get your work done before you jump right back into the fray of the digital sea. And Glide knows exactly how to make that happen for you. Glide Mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get that next win. Now, if you're like me and you spend a lot of time in your command center, Whether it's streaming, editing, or designing, you need a quality mousepad that can keep up with that constant grind. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use code Kraken for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN Kraken for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepad today.
Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. Late nights are pretty much commonplace for us content creators, and any of us here at GK can attest that sometimes you're just too damn tired to even think about how not to be tired any longer. Lucky for us, though, Rogue has figured out how to give those late nights and even earlier mornings the supercharge that we all need. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve the in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators around the globe. Check it. We have been drinking the ever-living crap out of this stuff. If I'll be completely honest with you, me, Devin, Garrick, Xander, Raven, Genesee, all of us here at GK absolutely adore this drink. It helps us in the mornings, helps us in the evenings. You guys know how it is. We've been going on about this forever, and it is no exception now. It's still taking care of us to this day. You can head on over to rogueenergy.com and use code GKRAKEN for 10% off your purchase of any shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That's GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub that you'd like. Now, back to the show. God damn it, I got fucking coffee on my face again. Oh, fuck, man.
Coffee face.
Oh, God. Devin!
Coffee
God damn
face.
it.
What?
I hate that so much, dude. It's so gross.
I'm here.
It makes me feel uneasy. It's like watching a horror movie.
I'm just
Oh my God.
I'm your GK correspondent right now.
Okay, well, anyways, DJ, can you tell the people
See,
at
I'm
home?
still here.
Oh God, that was an awful transition. DJ, can you tell the people we have at home?
Well, CDs, right?
We seriously need to figure out a better fucking segue for this segment, please.
Hands on, baby. That's what we're doing today.
I thought you weren't even gonna say anything for a second. Like you were just gonna play.
CDs and then just silence.
That's a segue. That could have been a segue.
Oh,
I felt like I
morbid.
had to say something.
Morbid, I hated that. Anxious, that startled the shit out of me.
CDs, duties.
Ooh, fucking A. Guys, Hands on Deck is our little hands-on segment where we talk about a game or movie or show that each of us have watched or played as of recent. We try to pitch them to each other, and we try to pitch them to you guys at home and let you know if they are worth experiencing or if you do a big old fat pass on that bad boy. Devin, brah, what have you been playing or watching since the last episode? God.
Well, I'm gonna turn this off now.
Thank you, sir. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Would appreciate that.
Oh man. So I watched a brand new piece of content last night
Ooh, like it. Okay.
from one of our favorite subjects,
Mhm.
One Marvel Studios. I watched Werewolf by Night,
Oh,
the new
okay.
Marvel special on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Stylistically, they chose to give it the same kind of theme that you would get from like a 1930s, 1940s horror film with the black and white. You know, like the old Frankenstein movies, like old Dracula, stuff like that. Old, you know, like Werewolf in London, all that kind of stuff. This is a special presentation. It's a one-off. It's I believe it was like 56 minutes long, and
Just under an hour. Yeah.
yeah, just under an hour. Fantastic. It introduces the characters very well. It sets up the plot of the story very well, and it gives backstory to characters that are going to be moving on within the MCU as well. I really loved how they portrayed the main character. I forgot his last name. It's like David something. All these David protagonists lately.
David Attenborough.
Yeah, David Attenborough.
I'm kidding. It's not really, but
Maybe, I don't know.
Could be.
His name's David. Anyways, he did a good job. This is actually extremely graphic. There is body mutilation. There is blood. This is probably one of the most violent things Marvel has ever done, hands down.
Okay.
Oh, and I think did you mean like were you talking about the main character, right, Devin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jack Russell. His name is Jack Russell.
Jack Russell.
Like the
okay.
dog.
Oh, okay.
I think the actor's name is David something.
Okay.
Now that I
He's
remember.
his name is actually Gail Garcia
Oh,
Bernal.
I'm completely wrong. I'm thinking of something completely different.
You're so wrong.
I was like, that's really
I know.
fucking David.
It's so wrong.
You said David,
so
and then
wrong.
there's Jack and Gail.
I know. You know what? It's completely
It's
fine.
all right. It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
No, I mean David's basically Jack, right? It's not.
He might
that
look like a
different, right?
David.
Basically,
It's in the same vein of common names.
Yeah, sure,
forgive
for
it.
sure. Like
Yeah.
Matt or Brad or Keith
Yeah.
Yeah,
Taylor.
it's just one of those.
or
Yeah.
Roger
Fuck Taylor.
or Garrick
My brother's name is Taylor.
or
Anyways,
Sam.
Devin.
Roger's not
Anyways,
common.
anyways,
Roger's not common. You dumb. You dumb.
That's true. That's true.
You dumb.
That's fair.
Anyways,
Continue, Devin.
I really enjoyed this. This is really good. There's a lot of Easter eggs that will to Blade actually in this as
That
well.
makes sense. That makes sense.
It does have some reveals on what some creatures are going to look like within the MCU, and I believe that this is actually the start towards our more supernatural side, and I have a feeling that Phase 7 is going to be straight up supernatural after we get done with the multiversal wars, because we're finally in that era of the MCU that they're going to all the dark places. And what this also showed to me is a lot of us were worried about Blade being PG-13, right? Because of how violent Blade is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about that anymore because they got away with dismemberment in a Disney Plus special and gore and blood. And like there's a part where there's an arrow that goes into a guy and it literally goes into his jaw and sticks out of his mouth and you see blood like spraying out of it. And I'm like, okay, Marvel.
Okay.
Disney doesn't do anything without purpose. This is 100%. This is them testing those waters. That's why it's a special and not a film or a limited
series.
Theatrical release. Yeah. 100%.
And it did so well and it filled the time so well that I would actually like to see more specials in the future, especially with introducing like newer characters that are a part of a greater story, but don't need a full series or a full in-depth movie. You know what I mean?
Lucky for you, we're about to get another batch of I Am Groot shorts.
Well,
I already
actually,
know. No, I'm talking about like an actual full special
No, I know.
presentation.
I was joking.
right, but if this is functionally acting as like our Halloween special, this kind of makes me feel a little better about like the potential success of that upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
James Gunn did come out and say that is going to be canon and is going to be important to the events of Guardians 3 as well.
Well, now, it's funny that you mentioned that because Kevin Feige did actually also on record mention that Werewolf by Night was going to be important. So does this connect to the greater MCU?
I think it's going to have something to do with Kit Harington's Black Knight and Blade. I think it's going to connect to the Blade movie in a way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the reason why we did this Werewolf by Night is because we are in fact going to be getting Midnight Suns at some point, and I think a few characters from this are going to be involved with that storyline.
Okay, I like it. I like it, my friend. That's
Hell yeah.
good to hear. That makes me feel hopeful. So I'm excited for it.
And that one of the main characters is Elsa Bloodstone, and in the comics, her whole family, the Bloodstone family, they're monster hunters, and stuff. Yeah, and so it does go in depth onto that story as well, which is actually Werewolf by Night and the Bloodstones actually have a lot of story connection to Moon Knight as well.
They do.
So
and they also beef with Blade.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
super
So
beef with Blade.
yeah, so I can see Moon Knight, Blade, Black Knight, Werewolf by Night, Elsa Bloodstone,
Ghost
like
Rider.
a few other characters. Yeah, this paves the way for Ghost Rider because we are now getting into the supernatural realm as well. And you got Man Thing in the movie too. Man Thing is fucking awesome. I just want to say that right now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
see you.
I give this a 9 out of 10. This is great. Everybody should go
A lot
watch
of really,
it. It's
really gracious ratings lately. Okay, all right.
no, I love it. I love it. And if you actually look online, it's the general consensus as well.
Okay,
Yep, it has a 92 from critics on Rotten Tomatoes and a 95 from audience.
I like
Yeah.
it. So I like to hear, my friend. That's what I like to hear. Garrick, my man, you're up. What have you been playing or watching since our last episode?
Excellent. So I actually recently started watching a brand new sitcom series. There's two of these of the exact same title. There's the BBC version and there's the American version. We're talking about the BBC version today because it's the better of the two. But it's just titled Ghosts.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Like plural ghosts?
Yep, ghosts, plural,
Okay.
like multiple ghosts, and they start off as almost identical. The first episodes between the American and like the BBC, it's like The Office, where like it's the exact same episode, and then they kind of go off to do their own thing. But the premise of the show is essentially that she has, and this is the American trailer, by the way, just so you have a
is
heads
it?
up.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here, let's
It
find
sure
the-
is.
I'll put on BBC. Let's find the BBC one.
Yeah, but the sorry, I lost my train of thought because I saw the
No
trailer. I was like,
worries,
that's
no
not the right
worries.
one. Apologies. But essentially, this or married couple, excuse me, this young married couple has like a long lost extended relative that passed away, and they out of nowhere inherit this really, really old British estate. And this house is classic haunted house. Haunted as fuck, one might say. The primary cast of this show is this married couple and like 6 other ghosts with various identities. The only thing that they have in common is that they all died on the property.
Okay.
That's it.
Hmm.
They all have various different deaths. Anything from one being like a European witch trial victim. Another one was a caveman named Robin who got struck by lightning long before the 1,000 years before the house was even built. He was the first ghost ever there. Like a World War II captain, the lady of the estate, another lady of the state from like a different time period. It is ridiculously like a classic haunted house presented, but it takes place as a sitcom. And essentially, they inherit this house, and through a series of misfortunate events, the main character, Amy, falls out a window and goes through a near-death experience. And 2 weeks later, she wakes up, and she is the only one who can see these ghosts in this house.
That's
Nobody
a
else can see the
fucking
ghost but her.
Great setup. That's a great setup.
And it's lit, dude. Absolute chaos ensues. So these ghosts have been around in this house for a really, really long time. Even like the caveman Robin speaks English, and he happens to be the funniest fucking character on the show. Like he's
Checks out.
hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And they all have like such this good depth of character that even after they've learned something new, like they still somehow adapt that to like not modernize themselves in some whack ass way. Like
Right.
they'll learn something new, but they're like, I'm still gonna be a ghost about this and like be weird and like not learn like the appropriate like nomenclature for the things. Like the European witch victim, like she's like a pauper sort of character. Like really, she was like a poor as shit, and so she talks like she's poor as shit, and like literally like has like a very peasant related like dialogue. And the lady of the house is really proper and constantly judges Amy, who's like her like long lost relative, who's just like, that's not how like a woman's supposed to be, and like has completely disregarding what year it is because she's still stuck in her death. And like it's basically She wakes up from this coma, and her husband made a big, huge fucking whoopsie, and was like, "All right, we're gonna turn this thing into a bed and breakfast." And while you were in a coma, I pulled out like maybe a couple $100,000 in loans to repair this estate without talking to you about it first. And so now they're trapped in this house, basically like stuck in loan debt, trying to fix this house while also trying to make these ghosts happy on a day-to-day basis. It is an incredibly funny show. Lots of good laughs. Every character has like a lot of development. As far as I know, none of the main ghosts have like passed on, and they do carry on like a couple of weird. The ghosts call passing on being sucked off. Because like they literally like they're standing there like, guys, I feel it, and they're like, and then they get sucked away.
Yes.
And so like they like it's just like they all have like this. There's like this incredibly funny dynamic because the husband never gains the ability to see the ghosts.
Right.
It's just her. And so like there's this constant like third wheel interaction between like the ghosts, because the ghosts can't interact with the husband can't interact with the ghosts, and so she plays this like amazing comedic mediary to like these episode to episode fucking shenanigans. It's available on HBO Max. It's got 4 seasons right now. 4th season is ongoing, and like with the first 3 seasons available, this is like an 8.5 out of 10 show. It is very witty, super British in its sense of humor, but it's so well done in its concept that it just works. It's really funny, and everybody should check it out.
I like it, dude. Fuck
Hell yeah.
man. Fuck yeah. DJ, it's your turn, baby. What have you been playing or watching since our last episode together?
So here's my half before I get into my actual one. So
Okay.
you know, from recommendation and the upselling of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I finished it.
Mm-hmm.
It is everything and more, and I will now listen to that ending song. Never the same.
By the
Every
way,
time it comes. What's going on?
sorry to interrupt, DJ. My wife felt the need to text me, and apparently Amy is the American one. It's Allison in the British one. I got correct.
Okay. You don't even know your own show,
correct.
Garrett.
Come correct or don't
Shame.
fucking come at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nope. I got corrected from across the house, bro. Anyway, sorry to interrupt, DJ.
No, you're good. So, yeah, Edge Runners, quick thing, like art style, amazing, dude. Freaking the soundtrack. Like I will now. I was listening to that last song they played at the end in the last episode for like all day yesterday, and was crying. I was crying.
Let it hurt you. Did you let it hurt you?
Yes, I would let the tears fall down my face. The only thing about Edge Runners was I just wish there was a little bit more, and the episodes were a little bit longer, just so the writing didn't feel too like densely packed in.
2 more
That's fair.
episodes.
Like, 2 more,
episodes
just
would
to
have been,
establish
Mhm.
just
more like more back and
Closure.
forth with the
closure.
character. Yeah. So that's the only thing. But everyone who hasn't seen Edge Runners, go see it. Go finish it.
I'm
Hurt
working
like
on it,
me,
man. I'm
Garrett,
working on it,
Devin,
man.
and Xander. Hurt.
So
Okay,
good.
hurt.
I'm working on it.
So
just almost halfway through.
yeah, no, you gotta watch it, brother. But anyway, my one movie. I don't know. Have I said it? I was about Blade. Have I talked about Blade yet on the show or no?
No, sir, you have not.
So
let's do it.
I, after being bullied by everyone in here and everyone in the chat, I have got around to watch the first Blade movie. Okay, I haven't completed the trilogy, but I've watched the first movie. And if you're like me, you don't know what Blade is. You know of Blade. Wesley Snipes plays this half-breed vampire, like human hybrid vampire hunter. That's just a fucking badass. He's just like Edge Runners. Like the first like few minutes of the fucking movie, it's like it's just it's action packed, man. I think like a whole, probably about 50 people perished.
Actors,
in like that first scene.
actors died on
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. And just to think about this, like it's just like now remembering the article I read about the only 2 lackluster action scenes, like there's no fucking way that they thought that was gonna suffice. After watching this movie, like I'm seeing fucking blood. This guy has a titanium katana just slicing motherfuckers up. You know, fucking guns, lots of guns, a lot of fucking dismemberment, motherfuckers exploding. Okay, a lot of blood, of course. It's nice. I like the action scenes. Choreography is pretty cool. Um,
Are you invested? Are
it's
you
just-
invested into
I'm
Wesley
invested.
Snipes'
Yeah,
blade now?
I am. Yeah, like this world. I'm brought into this world and I want more. So like I'm definitely gonna watch 2 and 3, to see like how they progress the story. But you know, as its own, like if there wasn't a trilogy as its own movie and film, I'd give it like a 9. I think it's a fun, entertaining watch. Uh, you know, the characters are great. I feel for the older character that helps Blade out in this movie, you know, and it makes you connect. And then there's that twist in the plot that I kind of was expecting, but when it happened, I'm like, "Oh, you fucking bitch, you bitch!" And then, you know, and how that gets resolved, you know, was pretty moving. So yeah, go watch Blade if you haven't, like me. Uh,
It ages well, dude.
if you're in my age range, my peers who have not watched Blade, please go watch Blade. It is on Hulu. I think the whole trilogy is on Hulu, so you can go watch it there.
Yeah, dude. Those movies age well, man. I'm telling you. Like you burn
do.
through those other 2, you're gonna have a good time, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
God damn. All right, boys. So,
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yes.
I just want everybody to know there is a whole music video that was made by the creators of Cyberpunk Edge Runners for the ending theme "Let You Down." I did post it into our music channel on the GK Discord if anybody is interested in checking that out.
The ending thing is good.
see
I
that.
also
Check that out
what
there.
I was referring to was
Oh yeah,
What
I
was
really
it?
want to stay at your house.
yeah, I want to stay at your
I wanna
house.
stay at your house.
Like you listen to it once, like before the show, it's like hyper pop ish like type of thing. But after you watch the show, it takes on a whole new meaning, and you will bawl. You will bawl.
Oh,
Like
there's a music video for that too.
I've
damn.
never my knees buckle, and I just weep every time.
Just weep.
'Cause
I
really
posted
wanna
the,
stay at your house.
I put that in the music channel as well.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate
I
you.
wish we could have gone to the moon together.
So, boys, what I've done is I've been burning through a very specific something the past week.
Weed?
And it has been a wild experience. I have been going through the entire Paranormal Activity list of movies. Okay, from front to back, and we're
whole bundle?
over halfway now. The entire package. You know what I'm saying? Paranormal Activity, as we all know, is a classic movie. One of the first very popular, one of the first, not the first, but one of the first very popular found footage films that we got in the era that found footage movies were starting to blow the fuck up. And here's the deal, right? These movies gotten a lot of fucking hate over the years. And because of, you know, doing things that are very reminiscent to each other, and it kind of feels like you kind of experiencing the same thing over and over again. Paranormal Activity 1 was revolutionary, all right? And I think people, like, you know, got the point of that because that movie was fucking horrifying when it first came out, and I'm sure you guys can fucking agree, right?
Yeah.
The big thing that I'm having here is I am so 110% here for this series of movies. Like, because what people don't seem to realize is that this movie is actually telling a wider story that is like so fucking cool in essence, because like the concept of the first 3 movies is that they're working backwards in the story of these 2 women that have had in the first movie expressed that well, actually, sorry, excuse me, Katie, the main character of the first movie, expresses to her husband that since she was a child, she's had this thing that's followed her and her sister around. And was very, very vague about what it is until you finish the rest of the Paranormal Activity movies. The second one is about her sister's perspective of the weeks prior to Katie experiencing these things, and that expresses her experience with this thing leading up to the night of Paranormal Activity 1. Paranormal Activity 3 is the story of these two women as kids. So you finally get to see what happened to them as children that they've been talking about for 2 fucking movies. And then the fourth one has, you know, some other stuff to do with like a different family that is somewhat relative to, you know, the actual character from the first movie. There's some wild shit that happens there. So this series of movies, I think, has not gotten the credit it fucking deserves. We're not quite done yet. We have a couple left of these movies. I think we're over halfway now, but I want to cover it now because I have some other things I want to cover next week. But I want to double down on something here, and that is if you were ever a Paranormal Activity fan, I've been hearing from a lot of people that the latest Paranormal Activity movie, Next of Kin, is apparently extravagant. And I'm very, very, very excited to talk about that one when I finally get to it. I will cover that at some point after we watch it, just to kind of like, you know, give you guys the beef on it. So right now, that's all I got for you guys. So Anxious, it is so fucking good. See? Told you guys.
There we go.
What's happening, Larry? How you doing, doggy dog? All right, boys, what a time for it to be Halloween, you know what I'm saying? Because we got some more yummy Halloween horror stuff for you guys at home with our next segment. Garrick, tell them.
Ooh. You better protect your neck, because we're headed to the gallows.
No, okay. that was good, Garrick. Thank you for that. Guys, today for our headlining segment, The Gallows, we are talking Good Kraken's official top 10 horror movies of all time. So here's the deal, gentlemen. With our games category that we did this one on Tuesday, it's fairly easy for us to talk about what makes a good horror game, right? Is it scary? Does it have good gameplay? Is the writing good, right? Pretty self-explanatory for what it is. Horror movies are far more dynamic. The experiences is a little bit, you know, less expectation one way and more expectations another way. So let's talk a little bit about what makes a good horror movie in the essence of how we will be rating our movies and how we'll be laying them down. So I have a list here that talks a little bit about making sure characters are well written, that they are believable, that the acting is done to a T very, very well to make you live in that experience that they are living. Incredible suspense. Is the movie suspendable? You know what I'm saying? Are the scares creative and well written? Is a big important part. Obviously, we need to make sure of that. And then lastly, it is two last things, the use of good music and sound. I think sound design is very important in a horror movie. And then lastly, is our horror movie antagonist well written, creative, and well designed? Without any further ado, gentlemen, I'm going to move us into our doc for today. GK's top 10 horror movies of all time. Okay. All right, so we have 10 here. Garrick, you're sort of our loose guest here, but we're gonna divvy this down. All right, so let's do 2 each, okay, and then we'll sort of have a consensus on the last 2 as we get to it. All right. Devin, what is your first top 10 horror movie of all time?
Ooh, my first top 10 horror. Let me look at my list here and see what I want to use.
Okay.
Because I just kind of listed a bunch of movies.
Sure.
You know what? I'm gonna say it.
Ooh, say it, Daddy.
Hereditary.
Oh, he's going in on it already, dude.
Damn.
Okay, all right, Devin. Why Hereditary?
That movie portrayed hauntings and possession and spiritualism in such a realistic, fucked up way that just was honestly terrifying. The first time I watched that movie, like the subtleties and the way that they did it made it feel like it could have been something real.
I like it, dude. That's a good explanation, man. I mean, Hereditary is pretty self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Killing it, dude. I'm killing it today. Yeah, dude. That's a fucking good movie, man. That's a goddamn good movie.
And that movie has a fucking like what the fuck shocking moment too. Especially if you don't get that spoiled for you and you've never seen this movie, and when that first moment happens,
Yep.
it fucks you up. I
Yeah.
get goosebumps thinking about my first experience with that, you know.
Yes, it goes without saying. Big old trigger warning for anyone that has not seen any of the movies that we're about to list, because I'm sure all of us, for all the movies we're going to talk about, are going to have some pretty fucked up, wild shit in them. So be warned, these are horror movies.
Yeah.
So, Morbid Hereditary is probably one of my favorite horror films. Good pick. Good
It's
pick. Anxious, that one
fantastic.
is so intense. It really, really is, dude. DJ, what is your first top 10 horror movie you want to talk about?
Damn, man. I was gonna pick Hereditary, but I mean, but I never
What?
got through that movie. I couldn't get through that.
You.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you guys my list. I have not gone through all of them except for like one or two.
Give us the two you
So-
have finished then. You know what I'm saying?
All right, yeah, I will. Okay. The Shining.
Oh, good pick.
Ooh,
The
That's a,
Shining.
that's a
Watching
classic.
that as a
Good.
kid fucked me up.
Yep.
Fucked
Okay.
me
That makes
up.
sense.
Okay.
I mean, this is a classic. This is
It's-
definitely
It's just a great
deserving.
film in general. Like looking back, it's just a great film, but also a top horror film. You know,
Mm.
like it just fucks with your psyche, brother. Like I'm telling you, man, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of sleepless nights after that movie.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just iconic. I mean, you just gotta watch it. Like even for me, like I'm the biggest bitch when it comes to horror movies. Like I have an appreciation for this movie as a film by itself and in the horror genre. It's fucking incredible.
It's incredibly well written, dude. I mean, like it became a
Yes.
classic for a reason, man. I like it. And
Yeah.
the thing is too, the thing that I didn't talk about, like the categories of like, you know, how we'll be sort of like picking the movies that we picked. There's something about movies that or horror movies specifically that take something that feels so astronomically horrifying because of its like uncanniness to like the things that we don't understand. Like Nightmare for Elm Street, for example, like took sleeping and makes you fucking horrified to sleep. Jaws makes
Hell
you
yeah.
horrified to go swim in the ocean. Like horror movies that make you feel fear for things that are common is
Yeah,
awesome.
dude.
And The Shining
That's why
doing that
The
with like
Shining,
yeah.
good old fashioned cabin fever, man.
Mhm.
That's it.
With
Yeah.
just one fucking whack job there, and that's all it fucking takes, man. That's all it takes, dude. Garrick, what is your first horror movie you want to talk about here?
I also write down. I made quite a big list. I
Mm.
think the first one, it's going to be a little bit more modern one too.
Okay,
But
okay.
I honestly, 2017's It.
Ah,
That was gonna be
yes.
one I was gonna
Yep,
pick,
that's a
but-
good one. That's a very,
That's a
very
great
good
one.
one.
That's
That's
great
one of the
one.
ones I was gonna pick, dude. Okay, I see
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Garrick,
that's on my
talk
list
about it.
too.
Dude, this one's in my top 5. It is like it's in one of my all-time favorite horror movies. It was just so much of this took place during the daytime. Like not in deep, dark, creepy places. It took place in common places like school buildings and libraries and out in the middle of the freaking road and all these other settings. And it was such a great presentation on a childhood cast and how they might deal with this sort of crap. Because as far as I know, because the first one really took place from the adult perspective, right? The one with Tim Curry. It really didn't do the whole childhood perspective very much, didn't it? Right? It pretty much stuck with like the adults.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, well, no. It does.
I don't
a
remember
bit,
that
and then
one very
it
vividly.
transitions halfway through the movie.
Halfway through the movie, that's right.
But it's more from the perspective of the experience of Pennywise rather than the experience of any singular like main character, so to speak. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. And so like it taking place like primarily this time from the perspective of like the group of kids which were all incredibly well cast.
Oh
Like
my
it
God.
has like this it has this amazing like sense of gallows humor throughout that like really like ties it into like the fact that like at the end of the day, like this villain is a clown, and it presents itself with such a good, like, witty sense of like horror. If like it doesn't use a lot of really common jump scares, it instead it teeters on like making you really really uncomfortable, like all of the time. Because I think some of the biggest things are like one of the scenes that always stuck out for me was like when Pennywise is just sitting there holding the balloon, and he like waves at him, and he like pulls just a dismembered arm out of from behind his back and waves back, and like
Mhm.
that was it. That was the whole scene, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the
Yep.
fuck? And you're like, because you know that was some kid's fucking arm, and like they don't ever address that.
No, sure don't. They sure don't, dude.
But like you know that was a kid. That was one of
Yeah.
the missing kids. And like it's just so genuinely scary from like that childhood lens that like that's what it's more powerful from the perspective of that one. And it loses its potency even in like the sequel. I liked the second one, but like it wasn't as it lost sort of some of its heart. But I think it's the unique presentation. Bill Skarsgård's depiction of Pennywise was incredibly fucking uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
his usage of voice and like the faces that he makes really like brought that character to life in a way that I felt like Tim Curry's just didn't.
And we
and-
all float down here.
Exactly. Like it was just such exceptional delivery from him as a villain, and a really unique perspective from the childhood cast maintaining like there's you don't transition to their adulthood at all through the film. Like you get to stay like you get to see the childhood resolution of like what that story would have been. And it was just exceptional. I loved it.
That basement scene is one of the most horrifying fucking movie scenes I think I've ever seen.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That shit fucked
Oh,
me up in
dude,
the
there's
theater.
so
dude.
many good moments. So many good moments. In
That part, I was like, because the boy comes out and like Pennywise behind him was like, "You'll float too," and like shakes and freaks out. I was like, "Oh fuck me, dude, I don't like this." That was
yeah.
oh god, makes my skin crawl. thinking about it.
I saw that movie in D-Box.
Dude, I saw that movie 4 times in theaters.
Why do you? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like, why do you need to see that in
Interesting
D-Box?
choice for D-Box.
It's so funny. Like Pennywise
the
like
other
running
thing.
at the
Here's
kids
the
in your
other
chairs
thing.
like.
Here's the other thing.
Okay.
Might have not have had psilocybin beforehand, too.
You fucking wild animal. You fucking
It was an
feral cat.
experience.
That sounds awful.
It was an experience.
Oh,
No, like when they're
Jesus
riding
Christ.
their bikes, you'd feel the chairs like sway with the bikes.
So dumb.
Devin's like, woo! Oh my god.
I was like, I'm kidding.
Oh my god, guys!
Good choice.
The first one that I want to lay on the table here, okay? And then hear me out, all right? Hear me out. There's a lot of really good fucking horror movies, but this one definitely takes the fucking cake. I'm putting down The Fucking Thing,
Ooh, that's
the
a good one.
motherfucking Thing.
The
all
Thing?
right?
No.
That's a classic, man.
Yeah.
God
one.
damn,
That's a good one.
This movie to this date is fucking horrifying. The creature design, having the practical effects that they were using in horror movies back then, and the way that they could make this movie come to life using those practical effects is insane. Right? In fucking sane. Jagger, I am talking John Carpenter's The Thing. This goddamn dude. I remember being a kid watching this movie and being fucking mortified. I remember watching this movie again as an adult and still being fucking mortified. The creature design is insane. The acting was wonderfully fucking done. The cinematography is super fucking creative. And the concept of this creature being this sort of unexplained entity that, like, you never really get some, like, backstory on, or, like, why they're there, or what the fuck is going on. Like, what a way to give us a horror villain, a horror antagonist in this, that is just like, yeah, they're just fucking y'all up because they're here. There's no backstory, no rhyme, no reason for why you're getting fucked up, but they're here for it, and so are you. This movie's a goddamn classic. I could not have this movie on the list. Devin, your opportunity, my friend. What is your second
Dude, I know.
one you want to put on our top 10?
Man, so I'm having a really hard time with this right now
Mm.
because I have so many. I have so many. Like, and I'm just trying to figure out what one deserves this pick.
Sure.
And I believe this belongs. I really want to pick a classic. That's my struggle. It's like I want to pick a classic, but there's also this one movie that I feel like cannot go unnoticed because of how much of a cultural zeitgeist it was when it came out.
Okay.
And the fact that it's also based on a true story too. So I'm gonna go with The Conjuring.
Ooh, I like
yeah,
it.
dude.
Huge.
That's my favorite horror film of all time.
Good.
Like-
A little Darth Maul moment. He's like, "Hey."
Like-
Devin, why do you pick The Conjuring?
I think James Wan did a great depiction of this story. This is based on a actual haunting in a Rhode Island farmhouse in 1971. It is one of the Warrens' actual cases that has been documented and released to the public. And it brought light to the things that are unexplained, that, you know, the exorcism stories and everything that we've grew up hearing, and, you know, with the Exorcist and stuff like that. And I do believe that Exorcist belongs here, but they did so well telling the story beat by beat. That's also based on a true story. And then surprisingly, one of the most chilling parts of this movie is the credits when they're showing all the real photos and events.
Yeah.
From what happened.
Yeah, I think you're on the dot, man. The writing for this movie was phenomenal. Just like beat for beat, keeping you invested from beginning to end. I loved The Conjuring, dude. Garrett, you look like you're gonna chime in. Go ahead.
Dude, it honestly is absolutely terrifying film. Like it really was like genuinely fucking scary. I slept with the lights. Like this was one of those films. Like I fucking did not feel ashamed to sleep with the lights on. Like afterwards, I was just
Yeah.
like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah,
Not tonight. We're not. Like,
I like it, dude. That's Devin.
Shit was
Good choices.
terrifying.
Good choices tonight, Devin. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it, my friend.
yeah.
DJ, let's come to you, my man. What is your second movie you want to put on the bill for us?
The Exorcist, man.
Oh, he's doing
Hell
it.
yeah.
He's
I did just
doing
say it deserves a place here.
Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me.
That alone makes it this list. That alone makes it onto the list.
DJ, why do you
But-
pick The Exorcist, my man?
Man, because one, I think it's for me like nostalgia, because like it's one of the first horror movies that like I sat through. Like because other times when I see like a horror movie that my parents have put on, or like my sibling put on, I kind of just walk out the room or go to my room or whatever.
Ah, no.
But yeah, no, like I'm not with this.
Get away
But
from me.
I was like, I guess I was trying to throw a fit. I'm like, you know what? I'm not a scaredy cat. Like I can sit through a whole horror movie, and my fucking god, dude, and I like the fact that this is kind of loosely based off of true events. Kind of still fucks me up to this day, because like I'm sitting there like just I want to turn away, but like I keep watching. It's good. Like I don't like just this fucking whole thing about this little girl being possessed and shit. Like the fucking and then she's fucking levitating, dude. that fucking scene.
Yeah, dude.
That
man.
shit scared the
boy.
shit out of me.
Oh,
I don't-
boy, dude.
As a kid, that shit just scared the shit out of me.
That shit was not
Oh,
okay as
man.
a childhood experience, man.
It's not a good no. I don't know. This is why I'm fucked up today. this is one of the reasons why I can't hold a typical conversation in everyday society.
God damn,
is,
dude.
of
Jagger
what
in
I've been
chat says,
exposed to.
funny enough, The Exorcist is my favorite horror movie, but I have an in real life connection with the true story it's based on. The actual story took place
What
2
the
hours
fuck?
from me. Oh shit! And the
Oh,
priest who
shit.
performed the in real life exorcism married my great aunt and uncle. Holy
Oh,
fuck!
shit.
I'm sorry.
Jagger,
What
So-
a
so-
fucking story.
I do
He's
want to
living
add.
it.
Can I add on to this
Go
for
ahead,
you
go
as
ahead,
well,
yeah.
DJ? Because I was struggling with wanting to pick this as well.
Yeah.
But between the two, this movie came out at a time too when when they were pushing the boundaries of horror as well.
Yeah, like
they-
I read up on it. It's like the 70s, right? It was
yeah,
in the
it was
70s.
I think 71 is when this movie came
I
out.
believe so, yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
73, 73.
3.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Jagger makes a point. This is when Satanic Panic was in full swing. So like,
Oh, so this really fucked up everybody. This is
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
fuck
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was
Yeah.
a close to home horror film for a lot of households.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
this terrified the general population. It really did. Like people were
Mm.
terrified of this movie, and it affected their day-to-day lives like really
So this
bad.
kind of like the Quiet on the Western Front for horror films, kind of.
Well, and also
Right.
too, like we
Like-
saw the same effect happen with It in 2017 when the clown-demic thing was going on. Like, do you guys remember
Yeah.
that
Oh,
like
yeah.
being a fucking thing? Like people in clown costumes
Mhm.
going around attacking people and like chasing people and shit. Like obviously, I mean, there was word about like, oh, it's just a marketing ploy, but like there was some shit that was actually it's like
No,
super,
it was
super fucking
real.
legit. And
Yeah, that shit
there-
was real.
There's 2 kids that got fucking shot and killed like like on Halloween because they were
That
doing
was
this shit.
fucking
Like,
crazy,
it's
dude.
wild, man. Like
The
it's
fact that that's a real thing in history that we all like,
unfortunately,
saw.
right? It's very unfortunate that we had to experience that. Garrick, what is the second movie you want to put on this list here?
See, now I'm really struggling to pick because I was gonna absolutely say The Conjuring because that's my favorite horror movie, but I have a couple that like I really, really, really like, but they're not like necessarily like objectively scary. I like them because of like certain aspects of like what that make their film like unique to horror.
Okay, I like it. What are you thinking?
I think I'm probably gonna have to throw on there. Ah, dude, this is so fucking hard.
Which one has the better
Because
writing?
we're
Go with the one
this
with better
one.
writing. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with the one with the better writing, and I'm going to go with The Ritual.
Oh fuck,
Oh,
dude, this
fuck.
movie's so good.
Yeah,
Oh
this is a
fuck,
good movie.
Garrick,
This is
talk
a
about it,
very
man.
good
Why
movie.
do you pick The Ritual?
So the number one factor that makes this a standout horror film is absolutely fucking exceptional scares and exceptional creature design. So essentially, like the synopsis of this film is after a really tragic death of a group of one of their friends, a group of friends kind of reunites to go on like a celebration of life trip for their past friend, and they go on a hike to somewhere in the north in like the in like in the Norwegian mountains,
Okay.
and they get lost as fuck, and they end up like trying to get their way back to where they're headed, trying to get back on track and like get their trip ended up. And along with their personal turmoil over their friend's death, they find out that there is some shit going on in these woods that is a little off. The biggest thing being that there is a massive fucking creature chasing them that you do not get a good look at until like the last 4 or 5 minutes of the film. And it is
Mhm.
fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
They use this creature's design so well because it's so humanoid in shape, and like a lot of its pieces are like really familiar that they show you like one piece at a time.
Yeah.
And like you're wondering the whole film if like this is like if it's human, if it's an animal. Yes.
The answer is yes.
And like it just the unveil like turning out to be like that this creature is some sort of bastard son of like a Norse god
Yeah.
that just got ditched in these woods and is now like there's like this group of like cultists that worship this thing and are luring in these poor motherfuckers like these guys to feed it. Dude, it's just a wild trip and it uses incredibly good storytelling that had no business. Like these guys were just having a good weekend to themselves, man. And then it went so south so fast. that like the use of creature design, the tension throughout while still keeping the creature unveil a secret up until like the absolute like peak of like the horror film. It was just chef's kiss. It's like such a unique take, such a good modern horror film.
I love it, dude. Very, very fucking good choice, man. We have a lot of thes on this list. It's fucking killing me, dude. I love
A lot
it.
of the.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to break the pattern right now for us here, and
I know what it
Oh
is.
shit.
Do you? Do you? Because I'm putting on 28 days later, gentlemen.
Oh, damn!
Hell
That's
yeah.
a
That's
good fucking go.
That's a
I'm
fucking
surprised.
good one.
Yeah.
28
I'm
days later has to be one of the best fucking zombie cinematic
Yeah.
experiences to ever be fucking made.
Technically not zombies. Rabies.
Sure, but still. The concept of these things being able to full dead on sprint at you was game changing in horror. Game changing. Because the concept we've always ridden on when it comes to these movies, right? Is like
Walkers.
cool. Like you can outrun these things,
Yeah,
right?
the
You can make it,
shambling
you
dead,
can
essentially.
navigate your way through, everything will be fine. It's fine. Like as long as you have a weapon, you're good to go, right? In 28 days later, having this concept of like even if you have a weapon, you're still fucked is wild that they fucking made this movie, dude. I feel like a good zombie movie always gives us a good origin story, right? And the Patient Zero story in this movie is so original and so creative and so well put together that like it makes the rest of this story believable going into 28 weeks later. And the main character sort of like befumbling across like his partakenness of the Patient Zero story, like background story of this rage virus going out the way that it does, is even more well fucking put together. The concept for anyone who hasn't seen 28 Days Later for whatever reason, there is a virus that has been mutated from monkeys, experiments that were happening on monkeys, and this virus causes the human body to go into a perma rage, not eating people, which is why Devin says they're not technically zombies, but instead beating the shit out of anything they get their hands on. And like beating you to death. It is absolutely fucking insane, dude. 28 Days Later, I couldn't walk away from this being on this goddamn list, man. Like this movie has lived in my head rent fucking free through every zombie experience I've watched ever since, and be like, God, it's still not 28 Days Later. You know what I mean? Like World War Z, like was kind of there, right? And like in concept of like
With
why
the sprinting.
with the sprinting, right? And like the overwhelming like feel of like, fuck, we can't fight this, right? I love me a good zombie movie, and this shit takes it to the next goddamn level, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, dude. God damn it. So here's what I want us to do, right? Devin, you and I are the boss guys here. So we have a little bit more of a responsibility to kind of nail us down for these last two. And I want to see if we say something and DJ and Garrick agree. And to balance the scales here, what I want us to do is just name off one for you, Devin, and one for me. Let's see what DJ and Garrick have to say, right? Devin, what do you think is another movie you need to have on this list?
I think
Absolutely needs to be here.
I think we would be doing ourselves a disservice by not putting Evil Dead on here.
Oh, the first one
remake.
or
The remake.
oh, well, that
The reboot, I should say.
2017.
Yeah.
Was it 2017? I don't think it was.
No, it was way earlier than that because
Yeah,
I
way
met
earlier.
Amos. I met Amos the day I went to see
13.
them.
It was the
Yeah.
13. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know why I was getting my numbers
'Cause-
mixed up. Oh, Devin,
So
go ahead.
there is some terrifying moments in that. Just absolutely gory and bloody and just skin crawling. That movie gives you goosebumps. It makes you cringe. It makes you look away from the screen. It hits on some terrifying levels, and the way that they change when they start, being taken over by the book, it's just Oh, they did it so good. That the
It's-
whole trapdoor, the
It's
trapdoor,
pretty
man.
uncomfortable. Like there's
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of really uncomfortable moments in that film, especially
Yeah.
with like,
Ugh.
dude, like the it's the self mutilation stuff that
Yeah,
like
the
gets a lot
tongue.
of people. Dude, it's
Oh,
the
man.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Yep,
tongue.
that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
exact fucking scene I thought of, dude. Because like,
Fuck no.
yeah, no, that one's pretty
I think
rough.
that's the scene I left and I came back to watch
Yeah.
it. The rest of it.
That's a hard one to watch.
Fun
Oh,
fact.
fuck.
I went to the movie theater. I was like, oh man, this movie doesn't start for like another 45 minutes. I'm going to go walk around the mall. They used to have a pet adoption place inside the mall. Lo and behold, I met Amos that same night.
Hey, let's
That I
go.
saw
Good
Evil
shit.
Dead in theaters.
Good shit, dude. Good shit. Man, Evil Dead's fucking so good, man.
Yeah,
It's so good.
That's a good choice.
I feel it deserves, especially
choice.
for GK, like it deserves to be here.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you were going to
absolutely, dude.
choose one of the campy ones, I was actually going to fight you on it pretty hard. But
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
we're talking
exactly.
horror.
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
deserving of top 10.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like they're great, they're fun, they're campy. They, they do what they're supposed to do. But I don't think the intent of those movies was to be good, right? Like they
I
weren't
have a-
meant to be good.
I have a second recommendation for you, Renell, but I'll
Hold on,
See,
because we
let
are
her
going to
know-
do
let her know
honorable
get one
mentions.
out
We're
first.
going to do honorable mentions, so we can do one each for honorable mentions. All right. The last one I want to put on the table, and like I would just be a fucking fool if we didn't have this here, is Alien.
I was gonna put that in, but I didn't know.
I will say it's good, but I feel that movie is more sci-fi than it is horror.
I mean,
It's sci-fi horror.
sci-fi is like Star Trek, dog. Like I mean, like the essence, yes, sci-fi, but is a sci-fi horror. That's why they have that horror category. You know what I mean? It's like
It is considered a horror film. Alien.
I will
is
say this.
considered
I will
a
say
horror.
this. I was not scared by that movie at all, even when I was younger.
sure. And that's why like I think my main reasoning for wanting to put this on here is one, Alien was the forefather of space horror, right? Like
Mhm.
the absolute fucking father of why we are terrified of space. Okay, like we saw. Okay, maybe the argument could be Fire in the Sky, right? Because that movie is fucking horrifying as shit. But but the concept of this alien creature that like humans are finally like out in space, we're finally doing things. This alien creature is here to hunt you the fuck down is insane. Like like I know people were fucking mortified by watching this movie back when it first came out. And again, we talk about practical effects. The practical effects in this goddamn movie are incredible. Fucking incredible, dude. Like we talked about the thing earlier on. Like we've seen like what they can do with like Jurassic Park and shit like that. You had to fucking believe that this alien xenomorph was fucking real. This thing looked real as shit, man. And like this thing
It was such detailed like practical effects.
God damn, man. I couldn't believe it. Yes.
I disagree with it being in top 10, although I have a lot of respect for Alien. I just feel like there is one movie that deserves to be on here more, not just because of the content of the movie and the writing, but also because of what it did to the general population too.
And what's that?
The Ring.
The Ring's a dog shit movie.
Really?
It is a
You think so?
dog shit movie. It's
Yeah,
a
I don't-
fun horror movie.
Okay.
It's a bad movie. Is my issue. That like
Yeah,
I
I've
thought
never-
about
yeah,
it.
It's
Mm.
It's a super
that's
cliche.
very it's
you
like
know?
it's like a cult. Yeah, that's like too cult classic. Yeah, I feel.
And I would potentially agree because of the cultural zeitgeist that we got behind it, Devin. But I think what The Ring was trying to do, Hereditary did better. You know what I mean? In that
They were
sense.
different though. They were different.
Of course they were different, but I mean like
Yeah.
in essence, right? Like we could even say
Yeah.
The Ritual
Actually-
was done better.
Actually, I did just watch Sinister last night, and that pretty much is
Sinister
The Ring, but
Does
way better.
Exactly.
Way
100%.
better. I will say
Yeah,
that.
I would have. Yeah, Sinister is way more deserving of a spot.
Would Ju-on be on this list?
Juon, I could say Juon could fit in a top list
Yeah.
for sure, dude. Juon's
I-
fucking horrifying.
Yeah, I could concede to Ju-on.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
I like
I'm,
that recommendation.
I'm fine with doing Ju-on here instead. I think that's more of a better, well done horror movie than Alien was, honestly.
Yeah, it's better than movies on this list.
Garrick, have you seen Ju-on?
No, I haven't.
How about The Grudge?
Yeah, it's just the original Grudge, but like 10 times scarier.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's all right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk honorable mentions, gentlemen. Devin, what's your honorable mentions pick? Devin? Oh, God.
Yeah, I was going,
Oh, okay.
let's see. I mean, I mentioned it, Sinister.
Sinister? All right. So why do you pick Sinister, my man? Be quick.
Movie is terrifying. I remember that actually scaring me in theaters and like just making me anxious and just wondering what's going to happen next. And the movie does not have a happy ending. It does not.
It sure don't. DJ, what's your honorable mentions?
Honorable mention. It's one movie I watched. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, okay.
Which one? Like
The
which
one in the
what year?
like the older one,
Okay.
70s. I
Because
think.
there's like 4 or 5.
There's
of them at this
multiple.
point.
Yeah,
It's
there's
the,
multiple. Yeah.
the Texas Chainsaw
The
Massacre.
the
Yeah, I think
Texas
that's-
Chainsaw Massacre. The one.
1974.
Yeah, yeah.
The original.
So why do you pick that?
Yeah.
Be brief.
That shit just scared the shit out of me, dude. Like fucking the fact the motherfucker's leather face is like it's just skin, like dead fucking people's skin on his face, just chasing motherfuckers in a chainsaw out in the fucking boonies. Like like this feels like my backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like I could drive like 20 minutes and I'd reach somewhere that looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I think it's believable.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Well,
So
the main character is loosely based on a real serial killer.
That's
Ed
true.
Gein.
yeah.
That is true. 100% it's true.
So,
Goddamn, good pick. Good
yeah.
pick.
You'll
Garrick,
never catch me out in the country ever.
what's
for
your
shit.
honorable mentions pick, my friend?
My honorable mentions is going to be A Quiet Place.
Oh,
Good pick. Good pick.
Very
Quiet
good
Good
Place
pick.
is a great pick.
Yeah, very good pick.
Yeah,
Why do you pick
valid
that,
pick,
my friend?
Valid pick. Valid.
Why do you pick that?
Honestly, like it's just again another like sort of revolutionary film. Like it is essentially a silent horror film. Like the audio was used with so sparingly and with such purpose that like there is just this incredible sense of tension anytime anything happens in that film. Like it because it is so deliberately quiet the whole time because you know if a sound is gonna be made that like shit's gonna go down, you find yourself like sitting there trying to like be quiet too. And so like whenever something like does happen that like breaks that silence, it's so jarring. Like it's so like emotionally like abrupt, and because you're like fuck, like what's it like it, because you know that something, because I think the worst part about it is like it's not when the sound occurs. It's the fact that you know that after the sound occurs, something is going to happen, but you can't predict when
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's
just
that reaction is
anticipating
going
that.
to like.
that's
There's
fair.
like there's like the sound, and then there's just like X period of time where it's silent again, but you know it's not going to stay that way.
Yep.
And
Very
like
much so.
it's like it's that incredible break in tension, and then like an immense build up to like an incredible scare. Like it's so unique. I loved its presentation.
I like it. Good choice, dude. Good choice. Boys, I'm going to rescind my alien comment because I feel like that there's something that could potentially be on this list that I don't think quite makes it because of what it is. But I would like to pitch you guys the hit movie Signs.
Hey, this was another one I was considering.
So
Mm.
I think this movie did a incredible job of one writing because this was Shyamalan at its fucking prime, right? Well, with the direction, the way things piece together using what you were talking about with tension and suspense, and never letting us actually see the culprit of what was going on until the end of the fucking movie. I think that the way that they use horror in this movie is incredibly creative in how they use the emptiness of everything and like the concept of like the being on a farm right? And like how that emptiness of living out on like a farm by yourself with your family is put together, right? I think that having an alien take on that has it become something a little bit more than what it is, right? And I know that like even Jagger in chat says like I think Signs is worse than The Ring in my opinion, and like I can see where the argument could be at for that. I think that Signs did something that was super interesting in its concept for being an alien movie that in my rescinding aliens or alien, excuse me, I feel that it has a place above that because of it being a very fun and original and well, like creatively written alien context, right? Where Alien felt like, okay, well, the monster's here. And, you know, we had seen that at the time, like a good handful of good, like, antagonists that could have been, like, filled in that role there. I mean, like, the argument could even be made for Predator, but that, you know, I didn't put that on here because that movie is way more of an action movie than it is just like a, like a creature feature,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think Signs didn't do a creature feature, and that's what made it good.
I
Yeah,
didn't like that
great
movie
suspense.
personally.
I loved it. I loved Signs.
No. I would have been better with Alien. That's just me.
DJ, have you seen?
It's an honorable mention.
DJ, have
I
you
know,
even seen
I know.
Signs?
No, I've not seen. I did not saw the
too young.
sign.
He's too young for Signs. All right, boys, let's rank our top 10 very, very quickly. What is going to be number 10?
Ooh,
What is the
number
worst
10,
of the best?
worst of the best. I'm gonna put 28 Days Later.
Ooh.
Actually, no. Evil Dead 2013.
Yeah, that was going to be, I would say, Evil Dead 2013.
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah? Okay.
Fair.
All right. Sounds good. We'll put that here. All right. And then number 9. What are we thinking? I think The Shining.
You think The Shining?
Shining is number
Mm.
9.
Either The
No,
Shining or
I
The
hold
Ritual.
that. I hold that. I'd say The Ritual. I think The Shining deserves a higher spot.
Yeah, the ritual's like it's lesser known, it's not as iconic.
Okay.
That can go
Mhm.
lower.
Okay. I like it. Put that there. Number 8, gentlemen.
28 Days Later.
Yeah, 28 Days Later.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I am outvoted there. Let's go ahead and put that here. Number 7. Mm-hmm.
The Exorcist or The Thing? I think
I think
either
The
or.
Thing. I think The Thing.
I think The Thing's more horrifying than The Conjuring, honestly.
The Conjuring is way more like wildly accepted as something that's scarier than The Thing.
But I also think that The Exorcist is more scary than The Shining.
You're outvoted.
Yeah. So what do you guys want there?
My vote's The Thing.
Yeah.
Is this a 7?
7.
Yeah.
7? Yeah, The Thing.
DJ.
Yeah. I see The Thing at 7.
Okay. All right.
We can argue about it later, you know.
I was got some balls for not being horrified by
No,
that one.
here's the thing. These are all still our top 10 horror movies. There are so many more movies I had on my list.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
put in
I'm
like
sure our personal top 10 are wildly different.
oh dude,
Yeah.
yeah. I wanted to put in things like Let the Right One In. Like there's a whole bunch
Or
more that I had.
Amityville
Oh yeah, dude,
horror.
The Strangers is on my list.
Mhm,
Like
Yeah.
mhm. There's a lot of good ones, man. Okay, number 6.
It.
yeah, it's like it's on the precipice of top 5.
Oh man, I feel like you guys are giving The Shining more credit than it deserves. All right, it
Dude,
2017.
there's some such potent scenes in The Shining though.
But
that scared
Ju-on's
people for
above
decades.
it.
No,
Ju-on's above
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my next pick was actually going to be The Shining for number 5.
number 5, DJ.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
just because it's it needs to be in the top 5. Like, but I don't think it's above the other movies.
It's
here.
not. It's not scarier than these other movies. Like,
Yeah, it's not
No,
scary.
it's
That's one
not.
thing. But just how iconic it is, like as a
Yeah.
film, like a whole film, like I think it's great.
The twins and the blood hallway
The blood
are
hallway,
two of the most iconic scenes in horror ever.
sure,
the
yeah,
naked lady
yeah.
in the bathtub. Like, dude, there's so
Yeah.
many scenes that are just like, what the fuck in that?
It had a whole like 10-minute part in Ready Player One.
My dude,
It sure did.
shut up. Okay, number 4.
Oh man, so this is when it gets
So what do
hard.
we have? So what do we have left? We've got
Hereditary,
Hereditary,
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring, The Exorcist, and Ju-on.
This is when it gets hard.
I think The Exorcist is number 4.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Now here's the thing. I think this list is done. That's just my opinion. I think this ranking's done.
Actually, I could concede to that.
This is my opinion. I think that
Yeah.
this is where it ends.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
happy with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's,
right.
take
that's
it.
good.
I'll take it.
That's
We'll take it.
really
All
good.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we have GK's official top 10 horror movies of all time so far. Number 10, Evil Dead 2013. Number 9, The Ritual. Number 8, 28 Days Later. Number 7, The Thing. Number 6, It from 2017, the remake. Number 5, The Shining. Number 4, The Exorcist. Number 3, Ju-on. Number 2, The Conjuring. And number 1, Hereditary. Me and Green and Chad, all these aren't even scary. Look, just because you got a big dick,
Got a badass over here.
I know, Mr. Fucking, you want a fucking cookie? You know what I'm saying?
It's
We
not.
love
It's
you,
not
man.
based on
It's not just
What's
based
the
on
most
scariness.
scary?
Patrol is the
Factor
scariest.
alone.
like.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not based on
Yeah.
scariness. It's based on, a lot of different categories between being scary, being well written, all that good stuff. If you guys don't like our list, make your own fucking list. Anyways, we have
Patrol is
Yeah, make your own list.
Yeah,
Start your own podcast and make a list.
do your own goddamn list, all right? And our schedule
Paw
for next
Patrol
week.
show is the scariest.
Our schedule for next week, we have Tuesday, another Good Kraken podcast. What makes a good horror game is what we're going to be talking about that week. It's going to be a fun conversation. It'll be me and Devin and Garrick. We'll be here for a good time for you guys. And then next Wednesday, another Ocean Shrine story time. We're going to be playing Visage. And I don't want to. But I'm going to do it for you guys. I am playing Visage for the first time.
That'll be
you
fun to
guys can
watch.
come in and harass me if you want to, but I'm not happy. I'm gonna have to wear an adult diaper for that one. And then next Thursday, we have the Shipwreck Show live. You guys can come in if you're a part of our Discord, or if you're a Twitch subscriber, you can join our Discord and do we have a little channel in there called the Shipwreck Submission section, where you guys can go ahead and write into the show, write in some questions that you guys want us to talk about. It is Cracktoberfest, so if you'd like to put in some spoopy questions for us and some scary horror
Spoopy.
stuff, drop those
woopy.
instead. We like to hear from you guys on some of that stuff. Then next Friday we have another Splash Damage multiplayer gameplay stream. We were going to be playing. The guys are going to be playing here. These three: Aliens, Fireteam, Elite. That's a game that came out a little while back. Finally hit Xbox Game Pass, and these guys are gonna be killing some xenomorphs. Let's fucking go, boys! I'm gonna be
Yes, sir.
checking that out,
Let's go.
watching that from afar. I love you guys. That's gonna be a fucking good time. And then all that content's gonna be 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, and then finally on next Saturday, we have Good Kraken podcast at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, where we're gonna be doing our review of She-Hulk. Finale's next week, boys. Finale's next week.
Yep, yep.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
that
good.
last episode, I actually enjoyed it.
Goddamn,
A lot.
That's gonna be fun, man. I know it was a good
Yeah.
episode, dude. It was a fucking good episode.
episode.
Please, guys, let us know what your top 10 horror movies are in the comments below. All you guys in chat, let us know. Let us know. Talk about it. Put it in the comments below. Put it on Twitter. Put it in our Discord. Let us know what your guys' favorite horror movies of all time are. We like to hear from you guys because this has
horror
been
movie.
the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics. You can get exclusive show content and you can get early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea.
Yarg.
Yarg. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. We gotta get going on out of here, everybody. But until next time, my friends.
Starring Puerto Rico.
Oh my fucking god.